Hello everyone, this is Flegs and we are about to embark on a journey through Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition. So a little history of me in this game. I have played it before, but I have not gotten very far, so I basically know what's going on, but I have not made it past the first area of the game. And with that, I'm just going to start a new game and get straight to character creation. I'm just going to stick to classic mode, just to enjoy the game for what it is. Okay, I have my characters in mind. I don't have an exact build since I'm just playing on the normal difficulty. I don't think I'm going to have to min-max too hard to make it through. So my first character, let's think of a name first. He is going to be a melee fighter. Let's see, do I select a custom class? I don't remember exactly how this works. I'll just start with the fighter and customize from there. I'm just going to refund all my points first. So I see that I have 5 to work with. I am going to go two-handed. I'm going to go bodybuilding and willpower and armor specialist. I want him to be pretty tanky, even though I'm not going to be using a shield. And I want man at arm because that's going to give me the melee abilities that I'm going to need. I'm just looking at everything I can choose from. I think later on I might give him some charisma ability, just hopefully it'll open up some interesting dialogue options. With only 5 points though, I'm going to get his combat skills down first, so that's what I'm going to worry about at level 1. And for talents, I'm going to go ahead and remove these. I know that I want to make this guy a lone wolf. That'll make him, once again, even without a shield, that'll make him quite tanky, and that's going to remove 1 character from my party, so I'll be limited to 3 characters, and that will kind of just reduce the amount of management I have to do. And for such a long game, I think I might enjoy that. So I'm going to make this character a lone wolf. My other one will not be though, so I'll have a 3 character party. And I'm not exactly sure right now what my other talent will be. I believe some of them have, yes, some of them do have requirements like man at arms 1, so I'm going to go ahead and set my attributes and see what becomes available after I select those. I'm going to do nothing fancy with him. He's pretty typical of what I would imagine a fighter would be. strength for damage, constitution for survivability. Later on, I might give him some speed because I believe that allows you to act more frequently and gives you more action points. And possibly some dexterity would be worth it. I think we're pretty limited on attribute points through the throughout the game, though. I think it's 1 every 2 levels, so probably mostly be strength and constitution. Okay, so I'm going to look through these real quick and choose my second talent. Okay, so the ones that caught my eye were Walk It Off. Since this guy will be my lone wolf and he's going to be a pretty significant portion of my party, since he's going to be stronger than your average character, keeping him, you know, not being CC'd seems like it would be really useful. Thick skin, just armor, once again, keeping him alive. Politician, as I said, I kind of want to give him some charisma, and I don't think a point in intelligence is going to hurt a fighter too much, so that's another option. I don't remember how often we get to choose new talents, so I don't know how many I'll get throughout the game. I believe there's one other. Pack Mule. Pack Mule could be useful since I'm only going to have 3 characters, but I think I'll go for one of the other ones I listed over that. And Opportunist. Opportunist was the other one I was interested in. I'm not sure how often people are going to be walking away from him, so I'm not sure, you know, exactly how often that's going to be useful. I'm going to start with Politician and make this guy like the face of the party. Like I said, hopefully open up new dialogue options. And I think when I get my next talent, which I think I will, maybe level 2 or 3, I think, I'll pick up one of the combat-oriented ones. I'm going to check real quick on what intelligence does just to make sure this isn't a mistake. Okay, I don't really see any negative effect of intelligence on a melee fighter, so don't think this is going to hurt him. I'm going to take a point out of willpower and go ahead and level up charisma, and I'll do willpower maybe at level 2, I'm not sure. I should be getting extra abilities points from Lone Wolf, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 1 extra per level, so I should be able to fill him out pretty quickly. Okay, the last thing I have to choose are my 3 starting abilities. I've seen melee power stance in use before, and I really don't like the loss and chance to hit. So I don't think I'm going to take this. I'd rather just have reliable damage myself, personally. Let's see, so here we have a heal for 28 vitality. I think it's melee range. It's pretty high AP cost, so might not be that useful in combat. So this decreases, it sets the warm status and it decreases body and willpower by 2, which is going to reduce like essentially saving throws against status effects. This is a small stat boost, looks like to a single target. No, it's all allies around me. Excuse me, I was wrong about that. Let's see, battering ram, one that we already have selected, is a charge ability, so that's useful for moving into combat. If I remember correctly, you can plow through multiple people in a straight line. Crushing Fist is actually a ranged attack. I think I'll keep those for my damaging abilities. I'm just trying to decide which one I want out of these. And I'll be able to pick up, if I end up wanting, I think I chose the wrong one, I'll be able to pick up more abilities once I get started. I'm not sure what this button is for. It's locked equipment. Maybe you have to have a certain ability to be able to select from this list. Is there a way to tell how many action points my character is going to have? I think I'll just do Cure Wounds for now. It's always good to have a heal. Okay, so it looks like all we have left on this guy is appearances. So I guess this is what icon you're going to see. We'll make him a maniac. He's going to be a lot stronger than most other characters, and he's going to be rushing straight into combat, so that seems fitting.
A whetstone wheel.
Look out! I see a trap nearby.
Perhaps I can detonate that explosive from a distance.
I think we're going to take this awesome mustache. That does not look like a jet black on my screen. That looks more like a very dark brown. The true underwear of a maniac. Let's just look for an icon that looks kind of like him. There we go, that's pretty close. I'll just keep the default name. My other character is going to be a ranger. Fill the kind of the dex role of the party. And then the third character I plan to pick up will be a mage. Okay, we'll start with the ranger preset and modify it. Okay, so we have to choose between bows and crossbows. I believe crossbows do more damage, but they are slower. They take more action points to fire. Definitely leave a point in expert marksman. Let's see. The companion I plan to pick up already has a point in blacksmithing and crafting, so there's no reason to give that to our ranger. I will keep lore master though. This is for identifying items. I may give this person lockpicking if I have some points left over. I'm not sure if I want to go bow or crossbow. A little reading I did says that one benefit to crossbows is when you use special arrows. I believe it takes 4 action points regardless of what you fire it from, but crossbows do more damage, so they are strong in that sense. I'm just gonna Google the advantages and disadvantages between bow and crossbow real quick, just to know what I'm getting into. I think I'll try a crossbow character. So it leaves me 2 talent points left to spend. I'll just go and get expert marksman to level 2. I might not have a lockpicking character this run through. I'm not sure yet, but I can always put points in it later. As for attributes, thinking. Something like that. Dexterity helps with my marksman skills. And then perception helps accuracy a bit, and speed helps. Gives you more action points and you act faster, I believe. I'm going to keep arrow recovery, but instead of bully, I think I'm going to choose stench, so melee opponents are less likely to attack, since I don't plan on investing a lot of points into constitution, and also I already chose my warrior to be the charisma character. Stench will decrease everyone's attitude toward this person, but like I said, that's not too important. I'm just going to glance over this real quick to make sure that's what I want. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to choose my skills now. Once again, I don't want power stance. I just don't like the lowered chance to hit. I find it very annoying. So don't have a big choice here. I can trade it out for treat poison. I suppose I'll go ahead and do that. So it's only 2 action points and it removes poison. That could definitely come in handy. First aid. So I already have a heal on my other character, and this character can cure a few conditions, so that's good. And Ricochet will be my only damaging attack for now, or damaging special ability. I'll do Free Spirit, I suppose. I think I'll just keep the appearance the same. I'll change this icon though and look for someone with red hair. Okay, that should be all of character creation, so let's get started.
In the days of old, the sorcerers of Riverlong cured the sick and healed the wounded through a great power called Source. But a terrible darkness invaded the land, and Source was forever tainted. The sorcerers who once healed now only destroy, and madness has overtaken them. A few brave Source hunters are all that stand between Riverlon and the dark power that threatens to destroy it. Wherever Source appears, hunters follow.
Rise and shine, Master Source Hunters. The cam wants you up on deck. Hear them calls? Means we're close to shore. I don't ever you go in there, Master Sauce Hunters. City's full of undead, hungry enough for blood. But you're supposed to investigate that murder, ain't you? They say it's Sauce that did the Counselor in. Sauce in a city like Sicil, nowhere safe anymore. Here they are, Captain Sir.
God's blessings on you, hunters. You'll be happy to hear we've reached Sicil. But there's trouble offshore, so we'll have to sail in carefully. Here, have a look. Those are orc ships, and they're blocking our passage. We'll get you as close to the city as we can, and drop you off on the beach. Be wary now. Orcs are on the attack. Undead have closed every route out, and there's a sorcerer on the loose. If we're to get justice for the Counselor, you'll have to keep your wits about you. May the luck of the gods be with you both, Source Hunters.
Okay, here we are. I'll go ahead and make a save file. There's a lot of looting in this game. It can take a while sometimes.
If I didn't know there were orc ships raiding to the west, I'd mistake this for a placid beach.
At least the orcs make a bit of noise when they attack. It's dark-dealing sorcerers that'll strike with neither warning nor mercy.
I don't know if there's really any reason to pick up all these shells. Apparently you can consume them, or at least attempt to. See what happens. 5% water resistance. Okay, that's not very useful, doesn't sound like. Okay, so you can actually use bags in this game in your inventory to organize stuff. We already found a helmet. You lose a charisma. You gain luck. You lose sight and hearing and movement, but you're immune to blind. Rift Oglers. That does not sound very useful for either of my characters. The penalties seem too harsh. Unless I knew ahead of time that there's going to be a blind in a fight. I suppose dye lets me change the color of armor. I'm not entirely sure. Paintings always sell for a lot in this game, so that's a good find.
Is that a corpse? What's it doing here alone?
What? Did you expect it to have an entourage?
Got some experience from that. Okay, so it appears this man attempted to fly, and we can assume he failed.
Can you believe this? The man jumped off a cliff at the behest of some statues, of all things.
Being a maniac, this seems like the proper response.
True enough. History is made by those willing to risk it all.
Oops, I thought I was speaking for the other character. Okay, unless I want to pick up a bunch of shells, I think that's everything around here. I'm just managing the action bar a little. Okay, we have some special underwear. Don't think they have any actual effect. I think this is something they just start you with to sell.
Source hunters! How did they find us?
Take the stone to the temple. These whelps will be easy to crush.
As you say, Madam Conduit.
Arise, fair dead! Seize upon our enemies!
Okay, here's our first fight. Couple of undead. Looks like we have enough action points to fire twice. I believe undead are fairly resistant to arrows since they are pierced. I don't really want to waste a fire arrow yet though, since this should probably be a pretty easy fight. I'm actually going to split my damage here in hopes that he can charge through both of these guys and also do about half their health. Okay, so if I target him, I somehow miss those guys, but if I target behind him, I'll plow through all of them, so looks like the plan. Okay, so I didn't do enough damage to kill them, but they are knocked down, so hopefully they won't have time to attack me. Looks like I have enough action points for an attack, and I guess I have a 100% chance to hit since he's on the ground. Okay, I suppose they missed their turn since they're on the ground. Okay, if you noticed last time I had 8 action points to start, this time I had 6, I believe. I believe some of your stats do affect your the number of action points you get on your very first turn, so I don't have enough action points to shoot twice again, so I'm going to end it, and some action points can get carried over. I don't remember the exact way it works, whether it's all of them but it can't exceed your limit, or maybe it's half the action points get carried over. He still has 8 action points. I think that's what he had last round. So I can use this to do, for 4 AP, to do 5 to 6 crushing damage. And if it hits, it will knock them down again, it looks like. So that could be beneficial. I think I'll try that. So I could guarantee attack him right here. If I had more action points, I could walk over and try to finish this guy off since he's already knocked down, but that ability used too many action points, so I'm just going to hit this guy. Okay, I believe once I end combat, I'll be in the free walking mode again. Oh no, this guy's still knocked down. That was my mistake. They should finish him though.
Their leader said something about escaping with a stone. Stolen from this dungeon, I imagine.
Doesn't appear I can loot their corpses.
Those thieves were more than petty criminals. Their leader gave life to the dead. What stone could they have been so keen on taking?
So, the tomb is sort of like a tutorial. I might go through it. I'm not sure if you skip it, if you're just missing out on experience. So I think I'll probably just run through it.
Until we're briefed on our intended investigation, every wasted moment is an outright defiance of our orders.
I'm gonna check out this area real quick. Okay, that just leads around. I'll end this episode here, and we'll begin the next one in the dungeon. This will give us a few more opportunities to see combat and kind of what you can do in the game.